Rear Window, a movie about a peeping Tom named Jeff. Sign me up. Okay, so Rear Window is a psychological thriller directed by Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense. It stars Academy Award winner James Stewart as Jeff, and perhaps one of the most beautiful actresses to ever grace the screen with her presence, Grace Kelly, as Jeff's girlfriend Lisa. The premise of this movie revolves around professional photographer Jeff being confined to a wheelchair in his apartment during a sweltering New York summer. Jeff passes the time by spying on his neighbors through the rear window of his apartment, hence the name. After ignoring the warnings from his friends to quit the Peeping Tom act, Jeff becomes convinced one of his neighbors has committed murder. So let's start by talking about some acting. James Stewart, as per usual, delivers a stellar performance like only James Stewart can do. His lovely co-star Grace Kelly also does great through the film. The dialogue in this movie is extremely well written, with witty quips and cynicism, with the profound philosophical tidbits sprinkled throughout.
We become a race of peeping toms. What people ought to do is get outside their own house and look in for a change. Yes, sir.
A strong script paired with great performances makes for many compelling scenes, even if there's literally nothing happening aside from two characters talking back and forth. The story itself I find quite interesting. It's a phenomenon. Alfred Hitchcock has taken what would appear to be a dull and lifeless concept and turned it into a captivating, suspenseful masterpiece. A man sitting in his apartment all day, watching his neighbors. How much more bland can you get? Yet, this movie is anything but bland. The relationship between Jeff and Lisa is intriguing. We have Lisa, a wealthy, successful gem of a woman bent on catering to every whim in need of her injured boyfriend Jeff. And then we have Jeff, the cynical, unappreciative man who is scared of the commitment of marriage. He becomes so obsessed with watching his neighbors that he begins to ignore Lisa, even when she's standing right in front of him. This really speaks to a larger statement about human nature. We tend to look at what we don't have, allured by the pretty pictures on the metaphorical horizon, and we often miss the good things we do have, even if they are standing right in front of us.
I'd like to be part of it somehow. It's deflating to find out the only way I can be part of it is to take out a subscription to your magazine. I guess I'm not the girl I thought I was.
Let's talk a little bit about cinematography. The camera work in this film is superb. The entire film takes place within Jeff's apartment, and yet there is never a dull moment. Hitchcock purposely puts the viewers in Jeff's shoes. We only see through Jeff's perspective for the entire film. This helps to create the ever-growing air of suspense. Normally in films, perspective and location are constantly changing, so the audience gets this overall bird's-eye view. But in Rear Window, we only see what Jeff sees. When someone moves out of frame, out of his eyesight, we, like Jeff, don't know what's going on. This ties directly into the suspense. Alfred Hitchcock is quoted as saying, "If you don't experience delicious terror when you see Rear Window, then pinch yourself. You are most probably dead." Well, someone certainly is a little proud of his own work. Despite his air of self-assuredness, you have to hand it to the guy. He's not wrong. You could even say he's right. This film is the epitome of what it means to be suspenseful, and boy does it hold up to our modern era. They tried to remake it in 1998 with Christopher Reeve. Admittedly, I haven't seen it, but with only a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb, I don't think I'm missing much. They again attempted to remake it with the title Disturbia in 2007. This stars Shia LaBeouf, and I am sorry to say that, yes, I have seen that. The modern renditions just can't touch what Hitchcock did in 1957. Now, the score of the movie was composed by Franz Waxman. There are some very nice pieces, particularly Lisa's theme. But Waxman makes a large use of diegetic music, aka music that exists within the universe of the movie, so Jeff and Lisa can hear it too. For example, one of Jeff's neighbors is a piano player, and throughout the film, a beautiful piano piece echoes throughout the neighborhood.
Where's that wonderful music coming from?
Some songwriter over there in the studio apartment.
All in all, Rear Window is a fantastic film, a classic for sure, and one of my favorites. As far as flaws go, I can't really think of any. It's one of those rare gems. And so, for as far as my personal rating of the movie, I would say that Rear Window is a gold mango. Alright, well thanks for listening, I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't seen Rear Window, well, what are you waiting for? Leave a like and a comment below and you know what to do with that subscribe button. I'll see you next time on I Watch Stuff.